It basically gives the gut a break. The protein deload came about in an athletic sense because a lot of intense fitness athletes were breaking down a lot of muscle, and they were starting to get food aversions, joint pain, and almost like sensitivities to specific kind of foods over time, which eventually led to, an underpinning of immune issues and adrenal function problems, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's taken me 2 decades to kind of like formulate a plan to fix it. But I looked parallel to a disease state, which if you know my perspective on elite fitness, I think it's right next to sickness and health. So you probably need to look in the same area of how to deal with disease as to how to deal with elite fitness. And how they deal with disease for those same issues that are happening inside the terrain is to basically pull away macronutrients that is going to be hard for the person to digest. It basically gives the immune system and the digestive system a break. So what would you pull away as a macronutrient that would do that? And in most cases it's protein. Simply in fitness, because of the fact that we're breaking down so much protein. Now, it depends upon your construct of knowledge in order for you to understand that, because you could be caught up into 2 decades of information that say, if you don't eat protein, you're going to shrivel and die and never look good naked again. That's basically horseshit. That's what the supplement companies and the industry is making you believe. But anabolism and keeping muscle is a very complicated process based upon hormone function, immune system, your overall health, etc. So this concept of deloading is to basically, for the person who's fairly intense in fitness and is breaking down protein a lot and is possibly getting into a little bit of lactate as being a byproduct, this ends up being stored in tissues in your digestive system and all muscles. Therefore, in order for you to, again, continue to break down protein as foodstuffs, it basically just starts fermenting in your gut. And what ends up happening is gas and bloating, joint pain, immune dysfunction, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, simply because you have to continue to do hard work, right, in training, but you're not pulling away a macronutrient that's creating that overload of protein breakdown in the system. So using these models of sickness, they do what's called a protein deload, which can be from a couple of days to weeks on end, actually. What the coach should do in looking at that is to say, what it really is? It's a vegetarian diet. Just think of it as a vegetarian diet with a lot of good cooked foods and quality lowered amounts of fats, okay? I need you as the coach to think about that, because then you'll start recognizing that the positive benefits of vegetarianism is not only due to the possible moral beliefs that they have, but because people have treated their systems like shit for 45 years, and then they go into a cleaner version of foods. That doesn't make vegetarianism the answer to their health. It makes it a fix to their shitty lifestyle. So that's what you should think about, and why the protein deload can be effective for numerous people in general fitness, but more importantly, this deload as to how it's effective. It basically gives the gut a break. And by giving the gut a break, it can result in lymph being moved more effectively, giving the gallbladder a little bit of a breather for a couple of days. You could also maybe find out protein totals that you could be having based upon satiety, i.e. you could have been taking in 260 grams of protein daily. After this protein deload, you may go back, keep your same lean mass, perform just as good at like 150 grams of protein a day. It's highly important that you don't do anything stressful for those 3 days. We'd highly recommend easy blood flow work. We don't recommend a massive detox in the same period of time, and then just get back to your regular training afterwards. If you're a person who loves consistency and can implement it in a cycle, I would say the last 3 days of every month all year would be a great placement for that. And that would be for the person who's pretty intense at exercise, who needs to probably give their gut a break. After months and months, they're probably recognizing a little sensitivity to some foods. They may be getting into some states of fatigue in their training. And for others, it may just be a good idea for you to take a look and see the power of those macronutrients when you pull them away.